Good evening. I'm Janet Chandler, and I work here at the Cullman Tribune. I'm glad to be here with you to read you a bedtime story tonight. I'm going to be reading from Favourite Bedtime Stories, an Illustrated Treasury. Tonight we're going to read Baby Birtie's Noisy Night. Baby Birtie was a very quiet baby. He didn't cry all the time like other babies. In fact, hardly anything seemed to bother him. Is he always this peaceful? People often asked. All day long he snoozed in his little basket while his family busily and rather noisily went about their business around him. Birtie didn't have a care in the world. Birtie's mommy liked to sing tra-la-la-la-la. She warbled at the top of her voice right next to Birtie. She sang so loudly, even the neighbors could hear. Rat-a-tat-tat, they knocked on the wall. Please keep it down, they shouted, but baby Birtie didn't cry. His daddy did the washing up, clattering the pots and pans. Crash, bang, clatter. He banged them so loudly that even the neighbors could hear. Rat-a-tat-tat, they knocked on the wall. Please keep it down, they shouted, but baby Birtie didn't cry. His sister, Celia, who was noisier than Mommy and Daddy put together, played her favorite game, which mostly involved screaming loudly, ha, ooh, ah, rawr. She screamed so loudly even the neighbors could hear. Rat-a-tat-tat, they banged on the wall. Please do keep it down, they shouted, but still Birtie didn't cry. Birtie's granny and granddad rang the bell. Ring! His auntie and uncle knocked on the door. Bang, bang! They all chinked their teacups. They laughed and talked and laughed loudly. What a beautiful baby. He's so quiet, Annie shrieked. Does he ever cry? Uncle boomed. They even passed him around the room, but baby Birtie didn't cry once. Just when you'd think the house couldn't get any louder, Birtie's little cousins came to visit. They emptied a tub of bricks on the floor, played the piano, banged the drums, and even played dinosaurs and lions, where everyone roared very loudly. They roared so loudly the neighbors roared back. Ah! Their voices came through the wall. Please, will you keep it down in there? They shouted, but Birtie didn't cry. In fact, he giggled. After a long day of singing, banging pots, and screaming, at last it was bedtime for Birtie's family. They brushed their teeth and put on their pajamas. Celia gave Birtie a kiss and snuggled down to sleep. Mommy gave Birtie a kiss and climbed into bed. Daddy gave Birtie a kiss and whispered, "Night-night, Birtie," then turned out the light. The house fell silent at last, and just at that moment, Birtie's mouth opened and he started to cry. Wow! He yelled. I'll go, said Mommy sleepily. Mommy went into Birtie's room and picked him up. Hush, hush, Birtie. Would you like some milk? She tried feeding him, but Birtie wasn't hungry. She tried singing him a gentle lullaby, but Birtie didn't like it. She tried rocking him. What? Birtie cried. Birtie was making so much noise that Daddy woke up. He went into Birtie's room. Let me try, whispered Daddy, taking his little boy in his arms. Daddy gave Birtie a cuddle. Hush, hush, Birtie. Do you need a clean diaper? He checked Birtie's diaper, but it wasn't dirty. He patted his bottom, but Birtie didn't like it. He tried stroking his head. Why? Birtie cried. Birtie was making so much noise that Celia woke up. Let me try, whispered his sister, taking her little brother in her arms. Celia gave Birtie a cuddle. Hush, hush, Birtie, she whispered. Would you like me to read to you? She quietly read him a story, but Birtie didn't want a story. She tried gently jiggling him, but Birtie didn't like it. She tried rubbing his tummy. "Wah!" Birtie cried louder than ever. Soon the neighbors were awake. Rat-a-tat-tat. They knocked on the wall. "Will you please, please, please keep it down?" they shouted. "Wah!" Birtie cried. "Sorry," shouted Mom through the wall. "Birtie won't go to sleep." "Sorry," shouted Daddy. "We're trying everything we can think of." "Sorry," shouted Celia, and then she shouted, "Roar!" because everyone was shouting already, and she really liked making noise. And guess what? Birtie stopped crying. All the banging and all the shouting had stopped Birtie wailing, and his eyes were starting to close. "It's working," said Mommy. "Keep roaring," Celia, said Daddy. "What?" said the neighbors through the wall. "Not you," shouted Celia. And then she leaned in close to her little brother, and not too loudly, but just loudly enough, she went, "Roar!" and Birtie fell fast asleep. The end. Sometimes you never know what's going to help a baby go to sleep. I hope you have a good night and sweet dreams.